Hello and welcome guys. I'm bringing you another gameplay breakdown that will hopefully improve your play style in PUBG. Let's jump right in. I've dropped at school for this particular match. Knowing there is at least one more enemy around, I'm checking everywhere and not moving too fast. This player was skylining along the roof and it was an easy shot. However, he reacted quickly and dropped down. He's injured, so I need to push him quick and capitalise on his injuries to kill him. Here I am about to expose myself to very little cover. I would normally peek around this corner, but since he's already injured, he's either hiding to heal or should be a quick takedown. With some fast movement, I can aggressively push the corner and into the corridor. He's not here, so it's time to hunt, and we'll start by checking these rooms. The closest one is the most likely place he'll go. From the hatch, it's the closest point of cover. We'll start hunting here. He was really well covered, but a little spray brought him down no problem. I can hear footsteps on the same level as me and getting closer. This player clearly heard a fight occur and would have seen a kill appear in the kill feed. I need to try and surprise him to get the upper hand. That was a grenade. I can't be certain which type as I can't see, so it's better to hold back and wait for a possible explosion to avoid pre-damage for the incoming fight. It was a smoke grenade. This means I have a reason to push out and try and get some early shots on this player. That was incredibly lucky. My level 2 vest absorbed just enough of that shotgun blast to leave me on a sliver of health. Before I do anything else, I need to heal up, and fast. So here I am running with my Scar L out instead of my SKS. A very good rule of thumb that I play with is that you are more likely to get killed by a player that is close to you than far away. A close player is a more immediate threat, and a player further away will give you more time to react, which means you can switch weapons, find cover, and engage them. In a close range fight, for example, if a player popped out from behind a tree and I have my SKS equipped, I have a very difficult fight on my hands. With Scar L, it's a different story. This is a perfect example. I'm approaching the grassy knoll here, and there is a compound to my south. I could sit here and watch for a player to appear on the roof with my SKS in hand, but that isn't the best path here. I switch back to my Scar just in case there is a player close by, as I mentioned before. That is why you should always run with a weapon set to full auto or burst. This could have ended very differently had my SKS been in my hands instead. Here I have pushed on a little more, still close enough to the compound though. I'm playing in a fog map, so visibility is reduced for both myself and my enemies. I use this chance to push into the circle and find a nice little bush with plenty of grass. This will conceal me very well. Just as I approach, I spot a player who is moving up to the grassy knoll. I assume this player is trying to cover their back, likely for pushing into the circle. A good move. But then he stops at the player I killed just a moment ago. This is a chance I simply cannot pass up. Before taking this shot, in this instance I know my weapon, the SKS, cannot kill through a level 2 helmet with a player on full health. There is a gamble of sorts that this shot will actually kill with a single bullet. As a backup plan, I will take a second shot, ensuring a solid kill should the first shot not kill when the weapon's recoil comes to rest. The SKS makes a loud noise, so I want to check for any enemies in my current viewing distance since I can't move too quickly with so little cover. We're in the final 7. Must have eyes and ears everywhere, and we want to get into the circle a little earlier so I can pick off any stragglers. This shot was extremely close to hitting its mark. I can also see its impact in front of me, so I know it came from behind. First I need some cover, and then I'll find the shooter. Since the weapon that was fired sounded like a Kar 98K, the shooter is likely at a reasonable distance to engage using my SKS and its 8x scope. But again, the SKS isn't powerful enough to drop this player in a single shot. I need to get ready to line up another hit. Since he just peeked left and took a hit, I'm very confident that he'll peek right instead, but I hold my crosshair over the centre of his cover so I can easily swing either side quickly. Unfortunately for him, I anticipated his next peek and that was the result. Again, the SKS made a lot of noise. I need to move to reset my enemy's intel of my location. Here some of the last few are already fighting. I have a little cover, so I'm taking the time to drop my excess items and also my backpack. This will reduce my profile and make me a lot harder to spot while prone in the grass. I actually opted to pick my SKS up again as it doesn't take up space, and actually I still have about 100 meter diameter on the circle. The 8x may still have a very limited use here. With 3 left I have only 2 enemies. The best case scenario is to let them fight it out and then kill off the winner, as I'll know his location and hopefully he'll be injured from that last fight. However, in this instance, I spot an enemy sitting in the open, and this shot is simply too easy to not take. Thankfully, the SKS brought this player down in one round. He must have been injured from a previous encounter, and the helmet couldn't save his remaining health. Since I made the last kill in the final 3, the other player knows my approximate location, simply because the circle just isn't big enough to hide anywhere else. But I'm in the circle and have some solid cover. The tree can take some of the shots for me here, however I am not staying still. We saw what happened to the last guy that did that. A player is less likely to take a shot at you if you are moving, plus they've got less chance of hitting the target. Rule number 1 in deathmatch: a moving target is always harder to hit. Rumble Tournament 1999 Game of the Year edition. Some of the best advice for an FPS game ever. Anyway, back on track. When I do spot this player, I am clearly also spotted. I prefer to injure him before he gets within closer range. Unfortunately, my SKS aim was potatoed, and instead I needed to switch to my SCAR to even the playing field. I can see the player is behind this tree and appears to be cooking a grenade. I can use this chance to put a few rounds into him when he peeks to throw it. It was a flashbang, and although I looked away, it still did some damage in blinding me slightly. Not enough though, and with my enemy injured already, and me at full health, there was only one thing left to do. Thanks for watching. I really hope you picked up some more tips to help you in your quest for the next PUBG chicken dinner. Please leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you're new. This really helps me out. Thanks again guys, and I'll see you next time.